Okay, so we are live here for my live art show. I am filming on Facebook and Instagram. Facebook gets to see my lovely husband, my assistant, and Instagram, who will be poking his head in. Hey, Paula. Hi, Angela. Welcome. So today I'm going to be revealing a few I think there's about 8. So 8 works all together, and we will be going through each work. I'm going to be telling you what I love about them, a little bit about my process, and then I will give you the discounted number. And how it will work is none of these paintings are on my website, so you cannot get them on my website right now. They are all one-of-a-kind originals. So if you want one of the pieces I show, you need to message me. So a DM on Instagram, a PM on Facebook, and then message me that you want it, and then let us know in the comments that it's taken, okay? And then after the show, I will send you an invoice to get that all squared away. The other thing I want to clear up before we start is that the shipping for the US is included, but if you are outside the US, you will need to pay for an additional shipping cost. Okay, I think...
So you're saying the only way to get these paintings right now, they're not on your website. Only
Yes.
People here tonight live can see them and buy them.
Exactly.
At a discount.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
That's exciting stuff, okay.
So Jason will be my assistant. Here, you go ahead and keep that.
Okay.
Okay, so let's go ahead and start with number 1. So number 1, we might have to move back for this.
You want me to move it back a little bit?
No, I can do it like this.
Okay.
Okay, number 1.
Can they see it here too?
Yeah.
Hi.
Okay, so number 1 is Mariposa de la Tierra. So my daughter and I are actively trying to learn Spanish together. So I try to incorporate that into my titles when it feels right. And the size on this, Jay?
It's 18 by 24.
Okay, it's 18 by 24. It is a gesso board panel. It is cradled. I think it's about 1.5 inches,
I think that's
1.5 inch deep. Okay, and then let me get some better shots so you guys can see all the little markings and texture. Lots of texture on this one.
It's beautiful.
Thanks. So this one, and you'll see like her sisters, right? This one I started with, I painted a light pink as the background, and then I began layering on top, beginning with my darkest colors and working up. It's done in acrylic, and there is some Caran d'Ache 2s, which are water soluble pastels, and some oil pastels as well. Or no, this one doesn't have oil pastels, I lied.
What are these here?
Okay, yeah, so right there, you can Facebook see. Okay, so right over here, you'll notice that it's built up a lot, and what that is it's acrylic skin. So acrylic skin is basically like dried up paint from my palette. So like I'm working, and then the next day it's dried up, and I can peel it off my palette, and then I can adhere it. Okay, so this one right here is, what was the original? What's the original?
Original price is $432, and we're offering it tonight at a discount to $324.
Okay, so originally if you heard, I don't know if you heard that, 432 and down to 324. Okay, it's not done right now, but it will come wired and all set and ready to hang. Okay. Moving on to number 2, and you gotta watch these comments over here.
What do you mean? Where?
If there is a comment on Facebook, it'll come up here.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right.
My first comment said you have a very attractive husband, Kelly. Wow, second comment too.
That's right. Okay, so number 2 is metamorphosis. So she was done with the other one simultaneously, and they both kind of have a resemblance to a butterfly.
Is that okay?
Oh, yeah, I think that's fine. Sorry, guys. Okay, so this one is an 18 by 18, so it's a square instead of a rectangle. And again, so it began with this a light pink background, and then I started with some Payne's gray, and then built up and added in. And this one as well has that acrylic skin, so it's giving a lot more texture. There's a lot of layers, and it also has some pastels in there. You want to go ahead and show this?
Sure.
Up close there, and let's see, there we go. And that one is, let's see, it's originally 324, and that is down to 243. Okay, let me give Instagram one last shot.
Sure.
Okay, there we go. Again, it will come wired to hang. This one is also on a 1.5 inch deep cradled gesso panel. And for the US, the shipping is included in that price. So if you want any of the ones so far, make sure that you message me and then come back and let me know in the comments that it's taken. Okay, moving on to number 3. Facebook has a really nice shot of this. Instagram, I'll try to show you all the parts. The size on this?
That's a big one. It's 24 by 36.
Okay, so 24 by 36. It's a canvas, a stretched canvas, with the edges are painted white. Okay, and see if you can get some better views on this. All the originals, these are all originals, right? So they're all one of a kind, and they come with my signature right there. This one has a lot of texture built up, a lot of acrylic skin, a lot of expressive marks, and it also has some paint pen and no pastel on this, but paint pen, same color scheme we've got going here. It's got a
What are these?
oh, those are some drippies, right? That were done with some acrylic inks, and then I painted around them, and then added, because I wanted this to stay, right? I didn't want to lose that, and it was in the original layer, so it could easily get covered up. So I used the ink at the end to carefully bring them back. And this one, so unlike the other two, let me go ahead and just at least, I don't know if you guys can see, unlike this one and the other one, it was more of a challenge, right? Like I didn't have a clear path. These ones started to show what they were becoming right away, and this one, it was like I had to really work for it. I had to step outside my comfort zone and try some new things because it really wasn't clear. And then all of a sudden it was like, okay, there is an abstract flower here happening. So I'm gonna kind of go with that. But I needed, in order to emphasize that, I had to bring in some negative space, right? So I painted over a lot of the freer marks with some solid colors, because otherwise I felt like this wouldn't pop out as much as I'd like it to. Yeah, so this one like really stretched me. It took a lot longer, and I'm really happy with the outcome. All of them have what I like to call like a subtle complementary color scheme. Hey Steph, welcome, and welcome Cisner. I'm gonna butcher your name. What would you say, Jay?
Sissy.
welcome. So anyhow, what was I? Oh, the color scheme. Yeah. So like that's common in a lot of my works where I'm choosing like say like it's really ultimately it's red and green here, right? But like the turquoise is this turquoise teal color is a blue green, and red and pink is like an offset of red. It's like a lighter value of red essentially, right? So I don't get that Christmas look by doing red and green, but I still get that polarity and that like in more of an intense vibration or effect. And what
are these little dots?
Yeah.
What material is that?
That's paint pen. That's
Okay.
paint pen.
And that's over the skin there?
Yep, and that goes over the skin. Yep. So I'm just kind of using that pattern to tie it all together, so it has, just some cohesion.
This is the largest in this series, right?
Yeah, there's another one this size,
Okay.
but this is the largest size I am showing today. I'm trying to see if I can. Yeah, there you go. To get a full effect, the full effect. And this one would normally be...
This would normally be $864. With the discount for tonight's special sale, it's going for $648.
Okay, so $648.
And that's 24 by 36 again, by the way.
24 by 36, okay. And that's the show price only, okay. Once it goes up on the site, it's going to be listed as its normal price. So if you want it, you need to go ahead and let me know that either by message, or actually by message, and let me know in the comments that it's taken, so I can let everybody else know. Okay. Does anybody need to see anything, any other angle, or are we good? Okay.
You need me to take that?
Yeah, I'm gonna put that on the easel behind you.
Sure.
Okay, so that was number 3. Okay. And that will come ready to hang too. Just like that. Number 4. Okay. Flor de la vida. Flower of life. Flor de la vida. Okay, so this one has, there's a series of 3. And you're gonna see the next 2 right after this. They're all like the same color palette, similar, very similar. They go really, really, really beautifully together, and they're subtle, but they have some pops of color, but lots and lots of white space. So they look really great in any room, right? Because they're not they've got a lot of like neutrals and earthy tones there. So
This one's 16 by 20, correct?
yes, this is 16 by 20. It's not as deep. I'm not sure.
That's 1 inch, yeah.
That's 1 inch. Okay, 1 inch. So 1 inch deep. This is on a wood panel, and this sort of has like a, I guess I would lump it into the abstract floral category. It's like hinting at a flower and some leaves. Lots of little markings here. There's not a lot of big spaces of color. Let's see if I can show you guys different angles. And then it has this sort of grayish tone as the edge. And so my process here was I laid in a lot of color, started with a lot of line work, this like branchy line work, and then like moving from dark to light and also from cool to warm, and then going back and putting white on top. So I lied, right? Like I started with a white background, so that if it's peeking through in any spots, I don't have to get every white spot at the end. And then the white comes back in. I'm constantly weaving the white back in throughout the process because I know I want it to be, very white, okay? And it will come ready to hang. This was a 16 by 20. Originally, it's $320 and it's marked down for the show price at $240. Just kind of show Facebook a little bit. All right. What number is this?
You're on number 5.
Okay.
The Beauty and Simplicity.
Okay. Number 5, Beauty and Simplicity. It's like the perfect name for it, right? It's very simple, delicate, nothing loud about the colors, but still like vibrant and lifelike. It also has a very earthy appeal, a very boho appeal, with it hinting at branches and leaves and flowers. And again, like here's the same core color palette, right, as the other ones. It's a subtle complementary of red and green, right?
Very different looking, though.
But it's very different because in here I went with a cobalt green, right? It's not a mix of with blue in it, and the red tones are corally, yeah, and then there's like a light orange color too, which would be like an offset of red. And the
This one also 16 by 20?
Yeah, 16 by 20.
And that's also on a board, correct?
Yeah, this is it's a wood panel.
Oh,
It's a wood panel,
sorry.
1 inch deep, trimmed with that same gray. So I think it's called Nimbus gray. And yeah, it definitely is Nimbus gray, and it goes really lovely as a triptych, 3 together. There is these really sweet pops of like a brighter, lighter green, which is a mix of green gold that you see here and the light phthalo green. So that gives it a nice little like punch up. And I think that's, another thing that I really actually love the most about this one in particular, Welcome Magnolia, is the very, very faint drippies that are happening
I was going
there.
to ask you about that, actually. It's funny.
You were?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they just kind of remained on this one. At a certain point, they were, I noticed they were still there, and it was intentional to leave them there. And I was like almost disappointed that the other ones didn't have them. They had disappeared in the process, but I guess that's what makes this one a little more unique. And so that is called Beauty and Simplicity. It's 16 by 20. It's the same as the other one, originally $320 and down to $240. If you want to take all 3 of them at the end, message me, and I will tell you. Did I tell you what I was gonna do if somebody wants to take 3? Did we figure out how much that would cost?
No, but if they message, we'll figure it
Yeah,
out. But
okay.
there was an additional discount if you bought all 3.
Yeah, all 3 together, you'll have an additional discount. Okay. Moving on to, and so you want to tell me the number if you're interested in one of the pieces. Make sure you tell me the number So pay attention to what number I say in the live video. So this is number 6, and it is, what did I write? Oh, subtle notes of juniper. This is the 3rd one in that triptych, and you're gonna see a lot of similarities, although to me this one like maintained a lot more color, and it's more saturated with marks and colors over here. And what I like about all 3 of these is that there's a lot of white, but there's also a lot of depth in here, because I have the cobalt green, you know, on this end of the value scale, and then all the way up to white, which gives you a nice broad range.
I don't know if they can see through the camera. There's a fair amount of texture on these as well too.
Yeah. And what was really interesting is you can really see the transparency of the initial layers with some transparent paint with the opacity. So that's another principle of art that I'm working with in most of my paintings, is those contrasting elements of transparency and opacity. So starting with the transparent layers, moving to opaque, and then sometimes you go back, right? And you keep layering, moving back and forth between those 2 things. This would come wired to hang, and the price is this exactly what I said, $320 originally, and it's down to $240.
It's also 16 by 20, correct?
It's also a 16 by 20, part of that triptych. Again, I'm just going to mention this one last time. If you would like all 3 of them, please message me for an additional discount. Okay. So, this is what, number 7 we're on?
Number 7, Dances in Whimsy.
Number 7. This is an odd size. What is it?
Oh, this one is 22 by 34. It's slightly smaller than the 24 by 36. That's
Right.
more of a typical.
Right. Okay, and this was hand stretched by the hubster right there. Yeah.
Was hand stretched, yeah?
Yeah, hand stretched. So you can see very, very, very original here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, this is one of a kind. Every piece you've seen here tonight is one of a kind. I do not know if or which ones will become prints. So these are, you know, this is it in the world. And let's see, this one, you know, I did these actually a while ago, this one and the next one that you're gonna see. So they have a different feel, right? Because I was just working a little bit differently at that point in time. I was working a lot with initial transparency, watery layers, bigger patches of paint instead of little marks. But this also has some nice line work and pattern work, right? So you'll see the pattern work layered on top. We've got some spray paint, nice drippies, love the drippies. We got that a little bit of acrylic skin going on.
Is this gold leaf?
And gold leaf, so really cool. Gold leaf always kind of punches it up a notch, gives another texture to, you know, contrast against some like opacity, right? And that's why it really looks, it's very poppy right here, because it's very opaque right around on this side. There's also some oil pastel markings. I don't know if I said that. And a little rainbow, because who doesn't love a little rainbow? Here's my signature. Let's just merchandise this a little bit. Okay, I'll be Vanna for a moment.
Very nice. And that again is a 22 by 34.
Okay. The sides are white. It will come with a wire here, so you will not need to do any work to hang it. Jason will do that work. This is the closest we can get to being in person, right? Like at a gallery show, because the 2D pictures sometimes don't do it. So it's really nice to see the video from all different angles. And this, what was the original?
Original on this one was $748. We have it discounted down to $561.
So $561 for this size painting is a great deal. It is the show price only. And again, this is including shipping if you're in the US. So it's a great deal. It's a great deal today.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Any questions? I'm reading the chat, making sure there's no questions. No questions so far. Okay. And we're gonna head up to the last one.
But not least.
Last but not least, fanciful sky, right?
It is.
I was yesterday, looking at the paintings and naming them, and I looked at this and I'm like, it kind of reminds me of a sky, like almost like if from an airplane, like looking down, but obviously with, way more whimsical colors going on. Yeah, so, not as many tiny marks as some of the beginning paintings, more, what I would say white space, right? But not like literally white, but more areas of softness happening, but then still some, variations in color. This one has a very whimsical feel to me. It has this like sweet little pattern work and glitter, because who doesn't love glitter? And it also has the acrylic skin layered on. So this one comes with many layers. Drippies. Who doesn't love the drippies?
What is this here, the little white outlines?
So what he's pointing to is right here. Yeah, okay. And that's just some freestyle line work with oil pastels.
Oil pastels?
Yeah. This one is hand stretched as well.
I know this to be true. And that one's this one's 24 by 36. It's also a large painting.
Okay. Yeah, so this was the biggest size we showed today. You also, I feel like we never said the title of that other one.
The other large one, the Soft Supple Heart?
Yeah.
I don't think you did. The
Yeah.
other really large painting,
Number three
was Soft Supple Heart.
Yeah. So, oops.
Poor assisted ink.
Yeah, you're supposed to catch me on that. Welcome, ZW Goals. Okay, so I know you just said it, but what was the size on this?
The size on this is 24 by 36.
Okay, 24 by 36, and then just tell us what this would normally cost and what the show price is.
Sure. So the normal cost on this painting would be $864. During our special promotion tonight, you can get this painting for $648. It's a significant discount.
Yeah, again, one really great discount, because if you're in the US, it's even better because the shipping is included. So I think that is all 8, right? Okay. Might be crooked, but okay. So I showed 8 paintings tonight, and Mariposa, number 1 was Mariposa de la Tierra, number 2 was Metamorphosis, number 3, Soft Supple Heart, number 4, Flor de la Vida, number 5, Beauty and Simplicity, number 6, Subtle Notes of Juniper, number 7, Dances in Whimsy, and number 8, Fanciful Sky. So if you want to take any of those home, or I guess you can't take it home, but if you want to own that, be the owner, please message me directly, tell me which one you want, and I will send you over an invoice and we'll take care of it right away. Thank you for joining us tonight. You want to say good night?
Good night, and don't miss this opportunity. And don't forget, shipping is free in the U.S.
Yep. Great. Okay. Good night, everybody.